All right. What's up, y'all? Thank you for tapping back in to another book club. This is the E-Myth Enterprise. We're reading chapter 2, and I'm just going to go ahead and start reading. This is Michael E. Gerber's book on how to turn a great idea into a thriving business, and we're going to read chapter 2 for you, okay? So tap in with me. And if you haven't read chapter 1 and you were in the Holistic Lifestyle Tribe, make sure you go to the Holistic Book Club to be able to tap in and watch chapter 1, okay? So, we're gonna go ahead and start. So, chapter 2, the E-Myth Entrepreneur and the 5 Essential Skills. If a good idea for a business is one that serves the most people best, then we in the United States have some soul searching to do. Because there's something missing in most of our businesses, and that something is meaning. For our failure to understand the true role business has come to play in our lives, for our failure to truly listen to the people we come in contact with, for our bias towards serving our own special interests, for our raw, insatiable drive to get the material more, we all seem to saying we need. We all seem to be saying we need. It can't be denied that too many of our businesses have become killing fields of the spirit. They, like us, have missed the deeper message. To truly soar, especially in the economy, is challenging. A business must mean more than just money, more than just things, more than what's easy, more than careers, inventory, production statistics, ROI, automobiles, lip gloss, remodeled kitchens, management by objectives, pensions, profit sharing, golden parachutes, and current trends and fashions. To achieve some measure of greatness, a business must somehow rise above the one-dimensional symbols and empty rituals of our everyday flat world existence. To truly attract the greatest amount of force and the greatest attention, to fully seize its potential power, the idea behind a business must strike much deeper. It must strike our imagination. It must touch a strong, resonant, and resilient chord in the hearts of people it is intended to serve. It must use its energy in a profound, intelligent, and compassionate way. It must reach beyond the trivial, the coarse, the ordinary, the mundane. It must give us more life. It must become a presence impossible to ignore. It must become a place in which the most transient, more, the most predictable, more, the most superficial, more, the most immediate, more, the most trivial, more is never enough. It must become heroic in everything it does. It must touch the dying part of each and every one of us and raise us to some higher place. 5 essential skills are needed at the outset to create a great business. I say at the outset, for these skills must be in place if the idea for the business is to possess the size, the scale, the magnitude, the ecstatic quality, the power needed to enter the race. To some degree, every great business possesses these skills. I would go as far as to say that a business without them is dead. The first essential skill, the most fundamental of all, is concentration. Concentration is the foundation upon which all right action in the world depends. Without concentration, a business will have no presence, no inner force, no magnetic center to which people upon whom it depends for its life, energy, and force will be attracted. Without concentration, there is no ability to listen, to respond, to be available. Concentration is not only something that a great business must do, it is also the result of such doing. As a business concentrates its attention, it also becomes concentrated, the convergent point to which energy is drawn. The Tai Chi master Tan Ming Xian in his song Central Equilibrium says, "We are centered, stable and still as a mountain. Our chi sinks to the dantian, and we are as if suspended from above. Our spirit is concentrated within, and our outward manner perfectly composed. Receiving and issuing energy are both the work of an instant." Said another way, a great business owns a place in the world. It stands squarely in a place, but it is able to move in an instant. Its energy, its chi, flows without obstruction. It is loose, flexible, yet as solid as a mountain. Its face looks within and without in the very same moment. Its power is continuously in motion, yet at the same time infinitely still. All are drawn to it as to a vision. It does important things. In today's world, I think of Apple. While this company owns a small share of the personal computer market, the most recent number I heard was 8%, it stands in a place in the world as it is indisputable. It owns the MP3 domain as well as the music download realm. Others want that market. Microsoft wants to torpedo Apple with Zune. But the energy of Steve Jobs and his team is planted solidly and on a vision to do important things. By the time you read this, Apple could be gone. It almost disappeared in 1993 when Jobs was not a part of the picture. But my guess is that Apple's energy will continue to flow without obstruction. It'll be the company of more, offering more than its iPods, its iPhones, and its computers, all of which continue to be cutting edge. That's the focus. That's where concentration meets more. The second essential skill is discrimination. The ability to choose upon what, where, and whom our attention, our ability to concentrate is directed. If concentration provides us with the attention and energy we need, discrimination provides us with the intention, the will to select the important work to do. It is through discrimination that a business develops standards, both strategically in the form of a mission and tactically in the form of behavior. It is through the development of standards that a business develops discipline. It is through the development of discipline that a business develops patience. It is through the development of patience that a business develops vision. It is through the development of vision that a business develops insight. It is through the development of insight that a business develops conviction. It is through the development of conviction that a business develops awareness. It is through the development of awareness that a business develops empathy. It is through the development of empathy that a business develops relationships. It is through the development of relationships that a business develops more life. Again, Apple provides a stunning example of this thread leading through discrimination to conviction to awareness to empathy to relationships to life. This is what explains the phenomenon of Mac evangelists, those die-hard loyalists who would stand in line for hours, if not days, to buy the latest model of iPhone, even if it were made out of recycled cardboard. Apple understands that discrimination, the ability to choose upon what, where, and whom its attention, its ability to concentrate, it's directed, ultimately leads to relationships, and that develops more life. The third essential skill is organization, the ability to turn chaos into order. If concentration provides the energy and attention needed for the right action to take place, and discrimination provides the intention and standards to know what action needs to be taken, then organization provides the room for right action to take place. There are three things that can be organized: time, space, and work. Despite what many believe and what most try to do, people cannot be organized. Only the work people do can be organized. All attempts to organize people instead of their work create exactly the opposite of what organization is intended to do. Rather than order, it creates chaos. Rather than ease, it creates dis-ease. Rather than efficiency, it creates boredom. Rather than flexibility, it creates bureaucracy. Rather than room, it creates confinement. The organization of time prevents the overutilization of energy to achieve one's objectives. Just enough time, and no more, within which the right action can be efficiently performed. The organization of space produces the right tools in the right place in the right quantity to support the right action with an economy of effort. The organization of work identified the natural way to take action, the relationships between functions, and the coordination between the two. When employed with skill, organization always produces a sense of great ease. When employed unwisely, organization always produces resistance. I believe that Starbucks is stunning, yet simple. The example of organization at work. The typical Starbucks, especially in places such as downtown Manhattan, can have, at times, long lines that stretch out the doors and onto the sidewalks. This could be easily translated into chaos, but it actually doesn't. Time is organized because someone is approaching customers at the end of the line and walkie-talkying the order to the cashier who relays it to the barista. The space and the tools are organized to enable the efficient and timely delivery of drinks, and everything is coordinated beautifully, from the order taker to the cashier to the barista to the delivery of the drink. Of course, not every Starbucks experience is perfect, but it's clear that the organization of time, space, and work is a serious goal. The fourth essential skill, innovation, turns order into right action. Innovation is sometimes called the best way skill. It is always in perfection. While organization is interested in efficiency, innovation is concerned with effectiveness. Faster, cheaper, smoother, softer. Innovation is what children do all of the time. Like children, it is playful, bright, light, and joyful. Also, like children, innovation is almost always irresponsible. Left to its own devices, it will almost get itself into trouble. It is always imagining new possibilities and acting on such imagining. It is willing to try anything once. It is why, without concentration, discrimination, and organization, innovation could very well sink the ship. On the other hand, without innovation, the ship wouldn't be very much fun. Again, I turn to the example of Apple. Imagine walking into a retail technology store with your offspring in tow. And while you're devising ways to spend possibly thousands of dollars on gadgets, your kids gets to sit down on kid-sized chairs in front of a kid-sized table filled with kid-friendly computers to play kid-type games, while you shop for adult-friendly toys. That's Apple. That's innovation. Hands-on innovation. Not cheaper, but certainly smoother and softer. The fifth essential skill is communication. It is the skill through which results are produced in the world. Shamefully, they're not always the good, desirable results for which we hope and pray. Sometimes they're the opposite. But communication touches and is touched, reaches out and is reached for, moves and is moved upon, acts and is acted upon. Communication is the channel through which life is conveyed, through which the energy of the idea is transmitted, through which the mind and the body and the spirit are merged and projected into a force for right action. Okay. Am I still? Did I freeze? For right action. Communication is the channel, it is the medium through which attractions are formed, then deepen. It is the bond we each have with the world. All of the great leaders in history have been great communicators. Abraham Lincoln, Winston Churchill, John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King Jr., Ronald Reagan. Some you admire, some you may not. And then there's Adolf Hitler. Not a force for right action. Certainly not anyone's list of most admired. But effective communicator, nonetheless, he's the opposite that I mentioned. Okay, so that is chapter 1. That is chapter 2 of the book, The E-Myth Enterprise. Instagram, I didn't freeze for y'all, but I freeze for the tribe. So, but we still keep it going, right? So this just talks about the review, okay? So we're gonna stop the recording. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do a review of what we just read, okay? So I was talking about how in 2017, I sat down at the library and I read this book. And it transformed the way I thought about business as I was running my personal training business.